In this video, I'll be sharing with you how to upcycle your Nespresso capsule to rosebud earrings. These earrings are a great way to give your capsules a second life by making the earrings at home and creating your own coffee pod jewelry collection. If you are passionate about learning more about sustainability and love a good DIY, then you are in the right spot. Hi, it's Mariska from Zero Waste Mariska, where I help you amplify your sustainable journey creatively. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you see value in this content, please give us a thumbs up and share it with a friend. I will be sharing with you my step-by-step guide to actually create your own upcycled Nespresso capsule rosebud earrings. And make sure to stick around all the way to the end, as I will share with you 2 bonus tips how you can actually use these rosebuds and create 2 different looks for your upcycled Nespresso earrings. And I have also created a DIY Nespresso playlist for you guys with a few other bits and bobs that I've done previously. Anything from, headbands all the way to a cool turtle keyring as well. That's a fun project for the kids to do. I would love to hear from you what your thoughts are. If you've got any questions, maybe if there was something that you struggled with in this design, that I can better assist you in the future. And if there are any other designs that you would love for me to actually show you, there's a few more that I've done. So yeah, just let me know in the comment sections. Would love to help you guys out more. Now, I absolutely love a good cuppa. Cup of joe, coffee, whatever, cappuccino, whatever you want to call it. I love anything caffeine related, but not so much the waste that's normally created with that. And for all of you guys, fun fact, my sustainable journey actually started with these little capsules. I just felt that they were really awesome, beautiful, a great way to actually get a cup of coffee. But when it came to the waste or to recycle it, I was just like, needs to be something more out there. Now, these capsules are made from aluminum or aluminum, whatever way that you say it. It is made from aluminium, okay? And this is a really awesome material because it can be recycled to infinity and beyond, and probably again and again. So they really need to be in a recycle bin after. And because they've got coffee inside, it's not so easy to recycle them. You either have to take them to Nespresso itself, drop it off and have them, take it in with their recycling program, or you can actually clean them by hand, squish, once they're clean, no coffee in, squish them together, and they can actually go into a like a soda can or anything that is made from aluminum, and you can recycle it in your curbside. But it has to be no coffee, and it needs to be kind of squished together. Otherwise, there's loads of councils that will accept these as well, because they kind of as a drop-off station for them. So please don't let them go in your normal landfill bin. Let's try and keep them in circulation for as long as we can. Now, for today's video, there's a few things that you're going to need in order to create your beautiful earrings. First of all, you need a little scissor. Little, like this. This one's got a very sharp edge. If you don't have a little scissor like that, use what you've got, but it is definitely going to make your life easier to have a small one. A rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, just use a glass wine bottle. that's kind of flat. That's what I use in our kitchen because this is literally the only rolling pin I have. A foam mat. If you don't have a foam mat, you can use a pillow, like a small pillow, or even a towel. Don't worry to go and buy extra stuff you don't need. Just use what you've got. This is a great paper, like cutter, punch, paper cut punch. And if you don't have this exact design, any like little flower that's got 5 petals will do. Otherwise, you can just like have a look at what this design is and just trace it, you know, cut out one and trace it by hand. It will take a little bit longer and it will help if you've got a small, really cool scissor, but it's definitely doable. You also need 2 like stud earring flatbacks. And you want to make sure the size of this is actually that it's smaller than the rose. So if you're not 100% sure that you are going to buy the right product, maybe first make your little roses, because this is only like the last step of it. So take your rose to the store and then make sure you purchase the right thing. Then you would need 2 of these little butterflies just to kind of, you know, put in the back so it closes your earring. A good jewelry glue. I know this doesn't say jewelry glue, but any like clear or transparent glue would do the trick just fine. Then you would need a tool like this. This is like a ball tool for like fondants or even clay. If you don't have this, have a look in all of your pens and pencils. Maybe there is something that's got a similar kind of shape, because we're going to use this on our foam mat to just get like that really nice shape for the rose. A sharp tool like this, or even a toothpick would do as well. Then we're going to use 3 clean capsules. I'm going to show you in a sec how to clean yours as well. And then for the cleaning of the capsules, you would either use your scissor or palette knife, whichever you've got. Even a fork would do, and then just a spoon to actually scrape out the coffee. Now, after you've enjoyed your coffee, you're going to wash these capsules, okay? And you are just going to take your palette knife and gently, like, tore the little aluminium, like, cover off it. And you are going to set that aside, like, just rinse it, make sure there's no coffee on it, and put it to the side, because that can actually be recycled. Then you are going to scrape out all of your coffee from your capsule, whether you use the spoon or the back side of the spoon, just to make sure everything's out, and just give it a good rinse. I like to actually use a bowl to still capture all the water, rinse it out, and then I can actually reuse that water in my garden afterwards as well. And what you can do with this coffee after, please don't throw it in the bin. There's so many great uses what you can like kind of reuse it. You can make your own like body scrub, which I'll link the recipe below, super easy. Or you can actually get that composted, so either your local community garden, or if you know a friend that composts, or even if you compost, just like reuse that for that as well. What I like to do once these are actually washed by hand is I would sometimes just give it a little wash through in the dishwasher to kind of just give it that extra like sanitization, make sure that everything is clean. It has a little filter in there as well. It is not necessary for this one to actually remove the filter, but for our bonus tip, for those ones, I would highly suggest to actually just scrape out and try and remove as much of that filter as possible to make sure it actually has a very good clean. Now, we are going to start. So I'm gonna set some of my tools aside. Okay, so you are just gonna start. We are going to cut just a small cut on the silver, cut through, and then we are just going to cut all the way around the capsule. You want to try and keep a little bit on there from the capsule. So it's like this, and be careful, this can be really sharp, and you can actually keep these because there's a lot of other designs that we could use this in. So set it aside. So you've cut this, and then we are just cutting a straight line and then cutting the top bit off as well. Be careful, it can be sharp. So now you've got a straight one like this, and you've got this. So this is basically what your capsule has turned into. And you're gonna do it with the others as well. Okay, we are setting this aside for now. And now you are taking this piece, putting it on your rolling pin or just on your table, sorry, putting it on your foam mat. So you're going to put this on your foam mat, you're going to use your rolling pin, and you are just going to give it a good roll so it's all nice and clean shapes. Be careful that you do not cut yourself because it can be very sharp. Now you are going to use your flower punch, and I've kind of removed the back of it so I can see when I put my color in, I can see exactly, you know, how much I'm putting in or how much edges is left over, and that just makes it easier for me to actually maximize on my entire space so that I can try to get 5 flowers out of this one. Sometimes because this is not paper, the punch would like get stuck like this. So just use your sharp tool or anything and just give it a little press. I'm going to put my second one, so I'm going to do that to the top. And you just want to make sure that there's no gaps, and press. And you do this a few times. 5 times, or how many ever. Sometimes I get 6 out of there. I've literally punched them as close as I could to each other. So I'm going to use my foam mat, and what I want to do is I want to have the blue color on the outside of my flower. So I'm going to make sure that the blue color is actually facing downwards at the moment. And with the ball tool, I'm just going to round it like so. So now that I've kind of, you know, used my ball tool for each of the petals, I am going to take them, so they're like kind of in this shape now, standing up nicely. I'm going to give each leaf a little pinch, each petal leaf a pinch, and I'm just literally pressing my finger in the middle and just like folding it in half. So I'm going to do this at each one. And now I am going to go to create the center item. So I'm just going to kind of fold it so that each leaf overlap, and I'm going to bring it in together so it forms my little centerpiece. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and I am going to put the second layer on there, and then just so lightly, and you're going to kind of wait until this is actually dry before you put another layer. Okay, so we're just going to dry it. So I'm going to start with the second one. Okay, and once it's dry, you are just going to fold it in a little and then just press down on it. Now we're going to do our third and final like color of this actual color. The fourth one is the leaf. And you're going to put again your glue, but for this one, when you stick it down, you kind of want to make sure that the leaves are like kind of so that, you know, you've got your leaf petal there, so you've got gaps on the other side, and you're just going to leave it to dry in the gaps. You just want to make sure it's in the right place. You don't necessarily have to like maneuver it now, but we just want to make sure it is in the right location. And then you just like squish it together like this, and obviously put the inner side a little bit closer if you wish. And now our fourth and final layer is actually actually the green leaves. You don't have to put green leaves, you can put whatever, but there is 4 total. If you want to do a different color with each layer, how cool would that be? Some rainbow earrings as well. And we will slightly adjust the rose petals and make sure it's offset so that it really forms this awesome design. Again, wait a minute or 2 for it to actually dry. And once your little rosebud is fully dried, what you're going to do is you are going to take your rosebud and you are going to glue it on your stud earring flatbacks. So don't worry about adjusting the petals for the final look just yet. We will do that after it's dried completely. So once it is actually fixed onto your stud earring flatbacks and it has dried, I like to let it dry on my foam mat, or you can use any piece to keep it straight. You want it in this upright position to make sure it does not halfway through move downwards or just kind of shift. And that is how easy it is to upcycle your Nespresso capsules to rosebud earrings. They make great gifts as well. So before we get into those 2 bonus tips, how you can actually use your rosebuds and create 2 different looks for your upcycled Nespresso earrings, I would love to show you a few other upcycled Nespresso DIYs that I have done. And if you want me to do any more Nespresso upcycled projects, please let me know in the comments below and I will get creative. Now we are going to move into our 2 bonus tips on how you can actually create other looks for your Nespresso rosebuds. And for the first one, you are just going to need 2 extra capsules, and you can use the color of your choice. You can either stick to the same one as your rose or just mix it up a little bit. You are going to need your 2 extra capsules. What you're going to do is you're going to take it like this, put it down on your table and just give it a little bit of a push down so that the bottom is flat. Okay, just be careful you don't cut yourself with this. So we want that kind of flat look. And now we are going to cut the silver bit off again, same like what we did with the first one, just cutting all the way around. And then you want to cut almost 1.5 centimeter off. So you're just going to go in and you're just going to cut that all the way around. So now you're just going to use your pliers. If you've got smaller ones, that's be great, because we are going to divide this into 6 parts. So first I'm going to do 1, turn it 180 degrees. So I've got the second one, so I've got it in 2 halves, and then I'm just going to divide that into 2 bits. So I've got 1, 2, it's 1, 2, and there I've got 6, and I'm just going to go from one side and closing it in. It might just take a little bit of practice to get it right. And that is it. So there I've got my piece. For the option 1, I can put my rosebud on there, put my flat back on the back. So for the second option, to create our hanging rose earrings, we need a few extra items. You are going to need your basic shepherd earring hooks, as well as 2 head pins, pliers, and some cutters. You are going to need your 2 extra capsules. What you're going to do is you're going to take it like this, put it down on your table and just give it a little bit of a push down so that the bottom is flat. Okay, just be careful you don't cut yourself with this. So we want that kind of flat look. And now we are going to cut the silver bit off again, same like what we did with the first one. Just cutting all the way around. And then you want to cut almost like 1.5 centimeter off. So you're just going to go in and you're just going to cut that all the way around. So now you're just going to use your pliers. If you've got smaller ones, it's be great, because we are going to divide this into 6 parts. So first I'm going to do one, turn it 180 degrees. So I've got the second one. So I've got it in 2 halves, and then I'm just going to divide that into 2 bits. So I've got 1, 2, it's like 1, 2, and there I've got 6, and I'm just going to go from one side and closing it in. Or I could do the second option. For the second one, you can either use, if this is sharp enough to actually stick through, you could use that. Otherwise, use your sharp tool or even a pin. And you want to do this very carefully, not to stab yourself, but do it very slowly so you can actually see where it's going in, to make sure it is straight and it has a great spot to go out. And pop it in there. And now you are just gonna fold it over 90 degrees and make a little loop and cut it off with your cutters to actually cut off any excess, and then nicely with our pliers go and tuck in the little loop, and that is after you've actually put in your shepherd earring hooks. Don't create the loop first and then forget to put in your earring hooks. And now you can just flatten your capsule a little, so to make sure that when we do actually put the rosebud on, it's got a little bit of a more flat surface. So you can take your glue, dot a little bit of glue on your rosebud, and stick it down onto your capsule. Wait until it's dry, and that is it. And that is literally how easy it is to create your own Nespresso earring collection. I would love to hear which ones were your favorite, which design that you actually went with, and if you have actually used the rosebuds in other creative ways as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you do not miss out on the next one. I've created a few other Nespresso inspired videos that you can actually find in the playlist linked in here, as well as in the descriptions below. So if you are new to zero waste, welcome to the club. I would love to help you on this journey, and I have prepared a beginner's guide to waste-free living that you can download. That's going to give you all the little tips, that's going to give you some tips to get you started. So if you have any particular questions to help you on your sustainable journey, please let me know. If there's any other designs that you want me to work on next, anything that you want, any trash that you want me to take and turn it into beautiful treasured pieces or DIYs, please let me know. Would love to help you guys on that as well. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm going to see you in the next one.